Economics began as political economy and then was slowly kind of appropriated by mathematicians over the years. But my interest in economics has always remained based on its relevance to politics and how economics can help us explain current affairs and current economic developments and political developments that we see in the news every day. I think is a major advantage in terms of having an understanding of economics and a qualification in economics. I always say that even if you don't take economics any further than A-level, it is a brilliant foundation in how to interpret the news and how to understand the affairs of the day, what's going on in our political and economic life.
The lessons are really engaging. It's great when we can have class discussions and share different ideas. Something else that I really do enjoy about economics is how everything intertwines, all the topics kind of somehow connect. So it's great when you can share ideas, when you're formulating essays and things.
Economics is like my last choice. Not really sure what it was, and then after doing it for a year and a half, really enjoyed it, and now I'm hopefully doing it for a degree.
Our results for A-level economics are very good. I think we are in line with most of the subjects, and a significant number of students achieve A-star. We normally at least 50% A-star A. We have students who've gone on to study economics at university at some of the top universities, including recently Cambridge, the London School of Economics. So I think here it's a good foundation. To study economics at university, you don't necessarily have to have an economics A-level, but it does help. It certainly helps you to understand the kind of contextual jargon and issues, key themes. So you're familiar with lots of things economics related before you go off to university. Our students, having studied economics A-level and perhaps economics at university or a combined course with economics, go off into a whole range of postgrad courses and occupations. Some of them are city orientated, whether it be working in banks or insurance, and some go on to work in academic life and some in civil service, in the civil service. But there's a whole range of occupations that you can go into with the economics A-level. I think it's an advantage to study here and to study economics here as well, because we have students from, even though it's a selective grammar school, we have students from a wide range of backgrounds. Many come from families who have their own businesses, some come from abroad, or their families who are based abroad. We have people from different parts of the socio-economic spectrum in the student body, so that students can bring a broad range of experiences to the lessons and to the application of economics to the real world. As members of staff, Laura and I are enthusiastic about our subject. As a selective school, I guess it has to be said that everyone is highly motivated, and that creates a culture and an environment that helps to bring everybody on.
I love the style of the lessons. So we're given handouts and the corresponding PowerPoint slides are really useful to fill in the gaps, and it means that when you come to revise, you've got a full set of condensed notes that can be really helpful to aid your revision and help you do really well in exams.
The qualities that you would need to be successful in economics at RGS are basic analytical skills. You need to be fairly comfortable with analysing data, interpreting charts and graphs. You need to be comfortable with presenting your work in essay format. You need to be reasonably good at writing essays, because that forms a large component of the assessed part of the course. You need to be good at presenting ideas numerically as well. So, for example, turning data into charts that people can read and interpret. You also need to be interested in current affairs and in economic issues and political issues as well. So it would be a combination of being numerate and literate and interested in the application of economics to the real world.
Yeah, one of the most interesting things about it is applying the topics that you learn, like market structures and exchange rates, to the real world, and seeing how, like, unlike a lot of subjects, like, you can see on the day like what you've learned and then see it in the news or something like that, and you feel more informed about it than, you know, your parents, your friends or something.
So the AQA economics A level, which looks at macro and microeconomics, so the study of individual markets, how they function, and sometimes how they fail to function efficiently, and how the government might intervene in markets to correct what's known as market failure, so the failure of markets to allocate resources effectively. And then macroeconomics is looking at the government's main economic objectives for the economy as a whole, things like employment and economic growth and inflation, trade and its budget, the government's budget, and how they achieve those objectives and the tools they have to achieve them. And there's a lot of politics involved in all of that, so we try and kind of infuse our study of economics with politics as well, and a little bit of history too. Economics A level is a combination of analytical work and essay-based work. So you will gain transferable skills in analysing data, analysing charts, graphs, doing some basic numerical work in order to try and understand data and how it helps to explain phenomenon. We'll also look at how to construct an essay, how to write effectively, combine different themes, different elements of the course to produce a kind of coherent whole that helps you to present an argument effectively. So there's a combination of kind of written and numerical skills. You're also taught during the course to be critical of information, to try and understand the source of information and whether that impacts on its legitimacy or on its reliability, and to understand how economics impacts in politics and impacts in the news, so that you've got a better understanding of current affairs and current events. What pleases us in the department is that lots of students in the past who've chosen economics as a fourth subject at AS level decide, after enjoying the subject so much in the first year, to continue with economics in the second year and complete the full A level. And so we're really pleased to be able to say that once you start an economics course at RGS, you tend to continue it through